Hello, my name is Deborah Box, and I'm the founder and CEO of SeizeTrack. We specialize in wearable technology device collars, which monitor a dog or cat for the onset of an epileptic seizure. The primary focus of our device is the 5.7% dogs and 1% cats that experience idiopathic epilepsy. These are seizures with no known cause. Seizures in animals can be life-threatening. I know. I lost a pet to a seizure almost 2 years ago. A significant part of my desire and pursuit to develop this product has been driven from this loss. I will never know if this type of device could have saved my pet's life, but I do know that time untreated is time lost for recovery. If a seizure lasts more than 30 minutes, permanent brain damage may occur. Our product will offer the opportunity to prevent this type of event. To date, no market leader has emerged with the ability to employ wearable technology to detect the onset of seizures in animals. SeizeTrack will take advantage of this opportunity and secure a leading position in this market. What is the value of our product? Well, the value is to decrease the time for an animal having a seizure to receive the needed medical treatment from the veterinarian. This device cannot deter the event, but allows the owner to quickly respond to the animal's needs. SeizeTrack has a provisional patent and trademark for a collar-mounted device that will utilize the concept of wearable device technology, similar to a Fitbit. The device will not require surgery to install or maintain. The device will be priced from $150 to $200 and affordable on a mass scale to allow marketing to veterinarians, pet stores, breeders, and the end consumer population. This device will save the owner 10 to 30% of the time to get treatment. We surmise this will add 30 to 50% better treatment options for the veterinarian and increase the survival rate for the animal. In order to become a niche leader in this market, SeizeTrack will keep our product competitive and technologically advanced. The first year will focus on market penetration. SeizeTrack must gain product acceptance from veterinarians, retailers, and most importantly, the pet owner. We have to demonstrate that our product is unique and serves the intended purpose. In the next 2 years, we will focus on two crucial events. One, developing a partnership with a major veterinary retail center and selling our product in a pet supply retail chain, such as Petco. Our net sales are expected to increase 50% from year 2 to year 3 as a result of this increased exposure to larger markets and more established relationships with veterinarians. By the end of our 5th year, we will assess future options for growth. Rapidly advancing technology in the wearable device market will provide an opportunity for us to refocus and expand our business offerings. And due to the increased focus that we had in year 2, gross sales are expected to increase from $3.4 million to $5.5 million from year 3 to year 5. This is an increase of 62%. In year 5, on-hand cash is around $11 million. If you deduct the account receivables and the inventory, our total assets are expected to be about $6.4 million. How are we so sure about SeizeTrack? Well, the global wearable technology market was valued at $750 million in 2012, but it's expected to reach a value of $5.8 billion by 2018. This represents a compound annual growth rate of a little over than 40%. The healthcare and medical segment alone accounted for 35% of this market. In 2016, the number of smartphone users will increase to over 192 million. We feel this increase will help boost our product and the acceptance of connecting to and exchanging data in this fashion. The upside for the pet industry will definitely be enhanced by the success of the wearable products for human market. The animal wearable technology addresses a market of approximately 22 billion human-controlled animals. And as ID Tech X reported in 2014, the wearable market for pets is expected to reach 2.6 billion by 2025. Our product is unique in 3 ways. First, we use an accelerometer to detect abnormal motion patterns. Once the device stores a normal baseline, the accelerometer will trigger the device when an abnormal activity, like a seizure, is detected. The printed circuit board will have the capability to monitor brain waves, just like an EEG. Acting in parallel with a unique software algorithm, this device will be able to collect and send seizure data to the pet owner via smartphone. In parallel, the actual data will be sent to the veterinarian. Our device will allow the data to sync up with the electronic records of the pet. But in order to be successful in this market, our product needs to differentiate itself from other products. We're not selling wearable technology. We are selling smart technology. But what does this mean? This means that we believe pet owners expect more than just monitoring of a pet's activities. They expect predictive care alternatives that enable their pets to live longer and enjoy happier lives. The American Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals estimates there are roughly 80 million dogs and 96 million cats in the United States. In 2013, Americans spent almost $55 billion on their pets, of which $14 billion was spent on veterinary services. This is not surprising, though, since the majority of pet owners consider their pets to be an extension of their family. As a matter of fact, close to 5% of the 176 million dogs and cats have microchip implants. Now, if the wearable device markets for humans is any indication, and mind you, the growth in 2014 year over year was about 350%, we feel that there will be enormous demand for our product. The total revenue for the electronic cells for the pet industry is approximately $1 billion. The majority of that revenue comes from bark collars and wireless fences. These are in the identification and tracking segment of the industry. But the good news for SeizeTrack is that by 2024, 36% of the electronic cells in the wearable pet market will be for medical diagnosis and medical treatment. 3 of the 5 main companies that are currently engaged in this market launched their products in 2013, and they already have a combined annual revenue of $3 million, or 0.3% of the electronic cells market for pets. Now, if we refer back to what I stated earlier, the wearable technology market for pets is expected to reach $2.6 billion by 2025. If this is realized, then the health and wellness market potential, even at 0.3%, is $7.8 million. Let's discuss the competition. As I just mentioned, there are 5 companies engaged in health and wellness monitoring of pets. The closest competitor to SeizeTrack is Voice, which is manufactured by I4C Innovations. Voice is not just a tracking device. It has the ability to monitor heart rate, respiratory rate, and they are working on a next generation product that can monitor blood pressure and temperature. But SeizeTrack will set itself apart from this competition. Our device is predictive and wired to the pet owner and to the veterinarian. We offer a total solution. We're not just tracking the location of your animal. We're not just tracking a few vital signs. We are potentially saving an animal's life. SeizeTrack will build its business with this goal in mind. I want to briefly mention the indirect competition, as they are very important to our success. Most dogs and cats that have been diagnosed with seizures require drug therapy to reduce the frequency and the severity of seizure. Because some animals respond quite well to treatment and never have another seizure, some pet owners may decide that pharmaceuticals are addressing the issue, and they do not see a need for our device. In addition, research facilities are also an indirect competitor. For example, there's been extensive work on gene therapy. Will DNA markers help dog breeders produce epilepsy-free dogs, or tailor drug treatments to genetic receptors for the most beneficial pharmaceuticals? We need to work with these indirect competitors to make sure that we are successful. Prior to joining SeizeTrack, I was the director of materials for Oracle, a $37 billion software and hardware manufacturer. I have also held key positions in purchasing, supply chain management, and operations in the medical device and downhole industry. Mr. Kevin Kautz has agreed to join SeizeTrack with the primary responsibility for all marketing and sales activity. Mr. Kautz currently works as the Director of Sales for a medical device and high reliability firm in Phoenix, Arizona. He has extensive experience in the medical device sales space, which makes him an ideal candidate for SeesTrack. In the next 6 months, we will add a third member to our organization, the Vice President of Operations. This role will be instrumental in developing supply chain, manufacturing, and operation capabilities at our facility in Oregon. I will hold the position of Chairman of the Board and Treasurer. Mr. Thomas Jacob is currently the CEO of Dextronics, will lead the position of Vice Chairman, and Dr. Janet Tobias Crosby, DVM, will lead the position of Secretary. The company projects a positive net cash flow as well as a break-even point at the beginning of year 2. Two key projections: sales revenue of $1.8 million by the end of year 2 and $3.3 million by the end of year 3. Our net present value is $5.09 million. SeesTrack will focus on obtaining 10% of the electronic sales market, or approximately 880,000 pet owners in the United States who own dogs or cats with seizure disorders, or they own a breed of animal that are more prone to seizures. Future plans for the company will be to expand further into other target markets and create additional value with product feature upgrades. I am very pleased with our current accomplishments. As I said earlier, we have a provisional patent and a trademark on our product. We've completed our first printed circuit board assembly prototype. We've secured a contract manufacturer, device housing, and our printed circuit board assembly. And we are in contract discussions with VCA animal hospitals for potential use in their emergency room arena. Our goal over the next 3 years is to capture roughly $1 to $3 million of the current electronic sales market for pets. Within 5 years, we will expand our business internationally, focusing on the European and the Asian markets. We will open a third-party logistics in Berlin to serve these international markets. And by 2025, we expect to capture 0.3% of the health and wellness market for pets, with an estimated annual revenue of $7.8 million. How do we move forward? The investment we are seeking from 1 or 2 angel investors or venture capitalists is in the amount of $1.45 million. The monies from this investment will be used to cover SeesTrack's initial startup cost, employee salaries, and operating expenses until we have positive cash flow in the beginning of year 2. In return, these investors will receive a 25% equity stake in the company and a position on the board of advisors. The valuation for the company after 5 years of operation is $6.46 million. Comparable firms are valued at about $5.25 million. The return on investment that can be expected at year 5 is $2.06 million, with a 40% accumulated return. In a wearable technology market for animals that is expected to grow from 13 to 36% of market share, or approximately $7.8 million by 2025, we believe this is an attractive investment. Thank you for your time and consideration.